let's talk about that first project real quick though. Some learning things, right? Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't 100% smooth. What's something you've learned from that first project that you've now, that has evolved your business to the next one?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, the big thing I learned on that project, so our modules originally went lengthwise. So one thing that I think distinguishes Connex from a lot of other companies is that because that woman who dropped this massive code book on the table taught us is that we had to make sure that our product could be moved around the city. And so the biggest thing that a lot of modular builders are, if you look, most of them try to build the biggest module they possibly can. And so a typical modular builder will build modules that are 12 to 14 feet wide, and they could be 30 to 40 feet long. Well, the problem is in our first home, our modules were 8.5 feet wide, and we had 4 modules per floor, 8.5 feet wide. And I believe they were one was 25 feet long, and the other one I think was 35 feet long or 30 feet long. So one of the first things we learned, and our structural engineer who we work with is amazing. Although I don't know if I can actually give his name out at the moment because I think he has to kind of keep a low profile, but he's awesome. The first thing we did is we rotated our modules 90 degrees. So our first home was only 17.5 feet wide because you have 8.5 and 8.5 because that's standard, where that came from, the standard transport width of a semi. It's 8.5 feet wide. So the first thing we did was we rotated our modules 90 degrees. So now our modules run the width of the lot and we stack them like front to back. And so that allowed us to now make a home. That was the biggest complaint that we had was people were like, well, it's really cool, but it's only 17.5 feet wide. I want 19 feet because every other builder can do 19 feet. So the first thing we did, and back to Mark's question, we're a perimeter grade foundation. So we could do a basement if somebody wanted it. And then we do a mud slab for rodent control. We just include that. It's not a requirement. City doesn't require it. Nobody asks for it, but we believe that, we're trying to provide a high quality product and we don't want anyone ever to call and say they got rats in their yard. So, and then essentially that was like the biggest learning we got from the first one is by rotating the modules, we were able to actually make, so now we can go 17.5, our 2 standard sizes are 17.5 and 19 foot wide. So.
That's awesome. So where are you building these? Like where, it sounds like the cost to build is going to be roughly the same. Yes. The land is going to be different depending on which Chicago neighborhood you are in. Right. So where is the sweet spot for you where, the land price versus the ARV on the back end that you sell it for, where you can actually be profitable?
So we just provide the product. So what I like to tell people is you give me a lot, you give me a survey, and you give me money, and we give you a house. So part of what that also is what distinguishes us a little bit from other modular companies. So a typical modular company, you call them up and you say, hey, I have a lot. They'll say, great, here's a set of instructions. Make sure the site has, the foundation is up to XYZ specs. Make sure your water has been brought here. Make sure your power is here. We need this much space. We need all these different parameters. We'll deliver a house for you, and then you just finish it. So that requires a lot more coordination for a buyer, right? Like they have to go find their own GC. They have to get all the site stuff done. So because of my background with Paul, we wanted to be like a one-stop shop, especially for affordable housing, right? So we actually do, at least currently in our current state, we do everything. So we manage the site work, we manage the foundation work, we manage the landscaping, the fencing. So it's like a package. And so we're doing that because it's affordable, because we want to be able to offer a product that people can just, let the developers be the developer, let them do what they're good at, and let us just build homes, which is what we're really, that's what we love doing. That's what we like doing. But to your comment though, Tom, from a pricing standpoint, I think initially people were like, oh, it's modular, it must be cheaper. And my only comment is like, why? Cost of a 2x4 is the same as for you, it is for me. So, that's not where the savings is. The savings is really the speed to market.